welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Italy vlog part 2. Now touchdown in Rome. Just behind me is St. Peter's Basilica, and somewhere over there is the castle of St. Angelo, I think that's how you say it. Absolutely messed it up today. I was meant to get a train that was going to take an hour, got to the station in Napoli and got on the next train, which just happened to take 3 hours instead of an hour. So a lot of travelling today. We spent about 4.5 hours on trains. But we're here now. I'm going to go exploring tomorrow, so stay tuned. This is the hotel in Rome, a little bit more modern than the last one, and apparently pretty colourful. Some cool lighting. And here's our shower, which is a lot bigger than the last one, so I shouldn't have any problems fitting in. It's one of those bougie ones where it comes from the ceiling and you get a little stick thing as well. So yeah, decent little hotel room. A lot more modern than the last one. I know I said in the last vlog about people going to an Irish bar on holiday whilst in Sorrento. We are currently on the way to a Scottish bar in Rome on the first night. Only because Liverpool are playing in the Champions League and I'm not going to miss that. Even though I'm on holiday. It's a one-off. We've got loads planned anyway. So I'm going to go watch the footy tonight, have a chilled one. So, we went one of 4 Liverpool supporters clubs in Italy, well, in Rome, and we went the only Scottish one in the whole of Rome, which just happened to obviously be full of Rangers fans. There wasn't a single other Liverpool fan in there. There was 2 Asian people, 2 American people that both cheered when we scored. I didn't, I kept it pretty quiet. We won 2-0 in the end. Makes a change to see a decent Liverpool performance this season, and we actually didn't concede, so we'll take it. But yeah, tomorrow back to the usual holiday stuff, back to travelling and exploring. Day 1 in Rome. We're just walking to go pick up our tickets today, so we're going the Colosseum, the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. It's about 10:30 and it's already a hot one. It's meant to hit 27 today. So yeah, going to be a hot day and we're outdoors all day, so the chance of me burning are pretty high. You probably noticed I've got like a little man bag now because don't want to be getting my camera nicked. So yeah, I'm that kind of guy on holiday now. Not ideal. And just like the breakfast in Sorrento, the one in Rome is also shit. They just don't know how to do sausages and bacon over here. I don't know what it is. They put hot dogs out for sausages, and then they also have no sauces for anything, so they give you the option to make like a sausage or bacon butty, but then it's just dry. So I improvised today. The bacon was reasonably edible, so I used jam. My thinking behind that was the meatballs that you can get in IKEA with the lingonberry jam, and it surprisingly worked. So I think that's going to be my breakfast for the next 4 days. So this is the Supreme Court in Rome. Really big building. You genuinely can't really figure out how big this is until you're actually here. Like, we can see this building from our hotel, which is about a 10 or 15 minute walk away, and it just sort of just very loud. Basically just looms over the whole sort of skyline. It's absolutely huge. It's the Supreme Court in Rome. Massive, really impressive building. This is the Piazza Novara. Just like throughout Rome, there just seems to be a load of different monuments, like amongst everything. So yeah, literally every street corner you go around, find something new. Just walking to the Colosseum now. Just behind me is the Piazza Venezia. I don't know how to say it, not gonna lie. Probably butchering all of these. But the sheer size of the building, you just can't really take into comprehension probably on the actual videos. But it is absolutely huge. So, got it wrong. Up there is the altar of the fatherland. The area in front of it is the Piazza Venezia. But yeah, it's absolutely massive.
That's what she said.
That horse behind me is probably about 30 or 40 foot high. Like, there's people in front of it, you probably can't even see them on the actual video.
The box office. Show the ticket and say that.
The size of this place is actually insane. They reckon it used to hold around 60,000 people, which is just mental considering what was going on here, especially with all like the gladiators and stuff like that. It's hard to comprehend what it was actually like back in the day. Currently at the top of Palatine Hill, and the views are actually mad. There's so much going on down below. The place is just huge. Everywhere you go, there's full of ruins. Mental.
Just another sunny day in Southern California. It's where the people came to play. Don't let them transform you. Oh, come and see what you've been missing on a little slice of heaven. It's the only place we're living. It's that West Coast point of view. Easy when it's always summertime fun for you and I. Carefree attitude. Who cares what the people think? It's been turning kinda gray in Southern California, but I'm allergic to the rain.
So just as a heads up, if you're going to be coming to the Colosseum, Palatine Hill and the Roman Forum, you're going to have to set a lot of time aside for this. We got into the Colosseum at about 1:30, it's now 5:30 and we've still not done the Roman Forum. There's so much to see and it's absolutely massive. Like, you can't actually comprehend how big the whole site is itself. And yeah, I would definitely recommend getting on the audio guide so you actually know what you're looking at. Just got back to the hotel. What a first day in Rome. As you've seen, we've been to the Colosseum, the Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. We then went for some dinner off the back of a recommendation from a friend. We got there about 25 minutes before it opened, so we just literally went around the corner for a quick drink, came back at 7:05. It opened at 7 and there was a queue around the block to get in and it was already packed. So we thought it must be a good place to go for food, so we did a little bit of queuing. Got in pretty quickly, to be fair, and it was absolutely rammed. We got so much food and it only came to about 60 euros, which has been one of the cheapest meals that we've had so far, and we had all 3 courses as well. Really good meal. I'll put the actual place like in the description below and I'll put it on screen as well. And when we left, it was that rammed outside waiting to get in. It was almost like coming out of a club when it's shut and then everyone's waiting to try and find a taxi at the end of the night. Really good first day. Tomorrow we're off to the Vatican, so I will catch you there. So it's the next day now. We're going to the Vatican today. I've just had to go to the shop though and buy some super glue because my shoes are falling to bits. Yesterday we did 25,000 steps. Yeah, really don't expect my shoes to fall to bits, but they are brand new as well, so not ideal. So I'm just making sure they don't fall apart completely. I've got no trainers. But yeah, I'm fully dressed, covering the knees today. Because you've got to have your knees and your shoulders covered to go in the Vatican, and today is going to be the hottest day that we are here. It's going to hit about 27 degrees. It's going to be a hot one, not ideal for one to be in trousers, but yeah, gotta do what you gotta do. If you're going to be coming to the Vatican and the Vatican Museums and the Sistine Chapel, don't go straight into St. Peter's Square because it is not there. You've got to come back out and walk all the way around the walls to the back of the Vatican City. So there's just a little tip, because that's what we are currently doing, and in a little bit of a rush, a bit of a sweaty one. It is hot. cereal bowl that. So we've been in the Vatican Museum in the Sistine Chapel, really impressive stuff, massive though, and if you're coming in the summer months, just be prepared to be hot and sweaty because you are going to be, especially considering you've got to be in trousers at least to go into any of these things. That's just the rules that they've got. And then, yeah, it's long. It gave me little vibes of when I went to the Louvre like years ago. It is huge, so set aside a good few hours. It took us about 2 to 2.5 hours to get around it, and we didn't stop at quite a lot of things towards the end just because of how long it was. But yeah, definitely recommend going. Just been for food as well, so just walking back up to St. Peter's Square to go into the Basilica, which, like I said before, is completely around the opposite side of where you go in for the Vatican Museum. So just walking around, I don't know how much I can film in there, if at all, but we'll see. Now in St. Peter's Square, just behind me is the Basilica, and we've got a nice big queue to get into. Currently walking up the, well, say stairs, it's more of a ramp, up to the dome. We got the lift halfway up, because it was getting on a little bit during the day, and our feet are hurting, so I'm gonna watch my head everywhere around here. Wow, let me turn this around. It's hard for me to show you anything because there's this big metal cage obviously stopping you from falling all the way down there, but it just doesn't look real. It's so high up and everyone down there looks really, really small. Like, it's a weird feeling. I'll try and see if I can show you through a gap. That's where the people are down there. Tiny. And there's still a long way to go up as well. Imagine painting that up there. Like, such a long way down. You gotta have some balls to be able to do that. So we're actually going a bit higher now. There's another bit to the actual outside dome bit. That was the inside dome bit. Let's have a look. Looks like there's another small doorway to go through. Some more stairs. We're getting there. It's getting pretty high now. It's a lot of steps and it's getting narrow, very narrow, and it's also angled at the side, which is why I'm a bit crooked. But yeah, obviously the shape of a dome. Oh my god, it's so narrow. Literally hands and knees at the moment, nearly. Made it to the top. Some very, very narrow staircases towards the end, and obviously on an angle due to it being a dome, makes sense. But you can see literally so far across Rome. I'm going to show you the square in a sec. It's just around the corner. There's like loads of people like up here taking photos and everything. But yeah, worth the view for that way. There's only a tenner to come up as well. Look at that for a view. I'm not gonna lie, there's some sweaty, shaky hands around here, taking photos and things like that, being very careful. I'm gonna put my camera away now because the last thing I want to do is drop it off the side of this dome. I'll catch you on the way back down. So this is what I was on about, the way it's angled. So this is the camera straight, and as you can see, the wall's very angled. Like, it's almost walking drunk. Well, this is very narrow now. I'm not gonna lie, both shoulders are nearly on the wall. And it just keeps going. Yeah. Not built for big people. We're on our way down now, about halfway. That was an experience, to say the least. It's probably an experience I can probably compare to when I went up the Burj Khalifa in Dubai a couple of years back. Dubai's way higher, but it was the same sort of feeling. Like, things just didn't look real down there. It was that small and that far away. But some amazing views. Definitely would recommend going up. If you want to walk all the steps, it's €8 entry. If you want to get the lift halfway, it's €10 entry. So really not that much difference. But yeah, definitely recommend going up. So the bit we've just been at is literally like here. Like, I'll zoom in. All the way there. Like where the gated area is towards like the top of the main dome. And we've still got a whole way to go. Well, this is still part of the building, all the way down there. But now actually in the Basilica, and it is absolutely fucking massive. Like, let's just go here. That's the size of people, and it goes all the way up there. I don't know how high it is, but I'll find out and put it on the screen. But it is absolutely massive. Round dome bit that we were up at, the first bit when I was putting the camera down around the like metal grates, is that area up there. Like, just to put it into perspective of like this room is absolutely huge. Crazy. The thing that I can't get into my head is how they managed to build these buildings and, well, paint the ceilings as well, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Like, this building is absolutely massive. I mean, I've said it a couple of times now, but it just is. Like, the ceilings are all the way up there. Yeah, mega building. Obviously, even now during these times with the technology we have, this building will take ages to build. Don't know how long it is, but I'm gonna have a look at how long it took to build this place. But I was also thinking, back in the day when they didn't have that technology, surely it was more of a ball ache more than anything to build something this extravagant. But I guess it's so worth it. I'm going to show you around a little bit more. So that is the dome bit that we were up at first, which doesn't look that far, I don't think, on the camera, but I assure you that is very high. That's people. That's the dome. So if you've watched the film Angels and Demons, this is the bit where the priest burns himself alive.
Father, into thy hands I commend my spirit.
There's actually a mass going on at the moment as well, or some sort of mass, I don't know what. But yeah, Angels and Demons, that is where that happened. Don't know who these people are, but they're important and got security. Back at the hotel, just about to go out for some dinner. Quick roundup of the day. So we went to St. Peter's Square, then we went to the Vatican Museum, had a wander around there. That was about 2 to 2.5 hours, so make sure you put a lot of time aside for that. Really good, loads of really interesting artifacts, paintings, you name it, standard museum stuff. And then, oh, what's going on there? I zoomed in on my own face. And then we went for some lunch, had a little bit of a break. Then we went over to St. Peter's Square again to go through into the Basilica and up the Dome. I would highly recommend going up the Dome, the views are incredible. If you're a bit scared of heights or small spaces, it may be a little bit daunting, but definitely worth it. So just push yourself through to do it. But yeah, that wraps up a bit of a long day. I'm going to actually wrap this one up here. There's been a lot going on, as you probably know, like if you've got to this far in the vlog, with there being the Colosseum, the Roman Forum, Palatine Hill, the Vatican today, St. Peter's and all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this another 2-part vlog. So the whole Italy vlog will be in 4 parts. 2 parts in Rome, 2 parts back in Sorrento with all the day trips there. So if you've enjoyed this one, drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I will see you in part 2 of the Rome vlog, part 4 of the Italy vlog. Catch you there.